You've heard of the Valley of Klondike, the cruelest and hardest of places, where all men are moiling and toiling for gold out there in the wide open spaces, where strong men cry over an onion, and only the Nancies wear braces, and the hobos use tacks to keep up their slacks and cover the wide open spaces, where they buffalo hunt in the morning, where they're tossing the steer in daylight, in the evening they're lassoing earwigs and hunting the slipper at night, where you put your last bob on a Gigi and you find at the end of the races he hasn't come in with the others at all, he's still out in the wide open spaces. I arrived in the valley one morning. I walked to the bar straight away. There were Dagos and Mexicans drinking, and Scotsmen all threatening to pay. They've a barmaid they call Cockeyed Clara. She squints and makes horrible faces, and when she sheds tears they flow into her ears and wash out the wide open spaces. "Here's a tenderfoot come to the camp, boys," said a cowboy called Daredevil Dan. He'd had garlic for supper and breakfast, and oh, what a strong, silent man. They put me astride of a bronco and said, "Come on now, show us your paces." They wished me good luck, then the bronc gave one buck, and I shot through the wide open spaces. I had to round up the cattle and milk 'em, but got horns stuck in 17 places. The crowd gave a cheer as they gazed on my rear and spotted the wide open spaces. There's a girl in the Valley of Klondike, a woman you can't help admiring. Her kiss is so hot it'll singe your moustache and start all your tonsils backfiring. I'll admit that she's hard-boiled and cruel, but gosh, she's the sweetest of faces. And her teeth, well, they're just like a big string of pearls, except for the wide open spaces. But I married that woman in Klondike. I built her a wonderful shack. Every time I walked out of the front door, Owen Nares would walk in at the back. We used to play cards in the bedroom, and one night when I had 13 aces, she called me a squirt and in just my short shirt shoved me out in the wide open spaces. You may think that this poem's by Kipling. I'll admit that it's like him in places, but it's all from my head, which is chock full of brains, except for the wide open spaces.